Think of the sky like a looking glass. What you see is who you are, who we serve, who we meet, and what we sacrifice. The Luminaries is an epic story of love, murder, and revenge in New Zealand during the gold rush in the 1860s.
My name's Eleanor Catton. I was the author of The Luminaries, the novel, and I've also adapted it for the screen. And it tells the story of star-crossed lovers who were, by an accident of fate, born at the exact same instant, under the exact same sky.
Anna Wetherill is this mysterious character who you meet on a ship as she arrives in New Zealand. Anna meets Emery and they have this beautiful divine connection. It's like love at first sight on crack.
There's a love between these two people. They can't explain why.
The two lovers are constantly driven apart and they must find one another.
That sort of drives the entire story.
Lydia is Anna's protector. She kind of takes her under her wing. I kind of manipulate her. She's very sure of herself, very smart. She's a survivor. They're actually quite similar, much more than Lydia would like to admit. Fate is not a matter of what's going to happen. It's a matter of what's meant to happen.
But that's not fate. That's just you.
The inner life of Francis Carver has been very much about wanting to honor that love that he has for her, but also he's betraying his own instincts.
Emery is somewhat of an adventurer. He's the good guy. He represents the sun. Anna represents the moon.
And all of them are revolving around the murder of Crosby Wells. I think the tragedy about him is that what you see is what you get. He says what he thinks and says what he feels, and that's certainly part of his downfall.
The love affair builds in the context of tragedy, really.
In its essence, it is a murder mystery. You're trying to find out what happened to Crosby and why this woman is getting framed.
The stakes are very high. When Lydia thinks Anna has betrayed her, she will vow revenge and her protégé will become her enemy.
It's actually really thrilling and exciting to see how these characters have manipulated each other and what happens to Anna and how she stands up for herself. Anybody can be seen. I want to see.
I think we've never seen a period drama about the gold rush in New Zealand.
Gold sort of drives every character in the story, and it sort of brings out different things in each character.
Lydia is blinded by ambition and greed. She will do absolutely anything to get back the gold, which she feels is rightly hers.
What's interesting about Anna is that she's the only person who doesn't want anything to do with the gold. That world corrupts her in a way and sort of forces her to confront who she is.
The story is kind of centered around gold on one hand and love on the other, and they're two kind of factions of desire. You've got the desire for wealth, the desire for richness, and this desire for belonging and love.
I think the fans will really like what Ellie did. It's almost like fans of the book can have a new look on their beloved story.
If there's kind of one overarching theme of the show, it's how do you begin again? Is it possible to begin again?
I think people just want to be swept away by the story. It doesn't matter, I think, if it's period or not. It has to speak to us. It has to be human.
I believe passionately that these kinds of stories need to be told.
It's got this extra touch of magic to it.
Do we make our fortunes, or does fortune make us?